So let's talk about commune. No, wait. No, we're on skateboarding right now. Okay, I know you still skate. You still
look. We'll get that to commune, but I got to tell you, man, it's enjoyable talking about skating, man. Like all the interviews I do now, they're not about skating anymore.
Well, that's why I joked about it before the show, because every time I look at your Instagram, you're on another podcast. I'm like, wow, this guy's really making the rounds.
It's almost every day, and it's usually all about.
It's amazing. I love it,
boys. It really is, and it's usually always about investing. And I love talking about investing, but I don't get to talk about skating that much anymore. So this is awesome right now.
Yeah. So we will get because I want to know about commune and all that stuff, and we'll tell the people what you're doing now and everything. But and you said you skate. You do skate still. And so what's your board setup, dude? That's been a big thing on this show. Everybody wants to know what your madness is, what your board setup is, sizes.
Oh, I know Mikey has his madnesses too. I doubt you still have them though.
Dude, that is the best thing about the afterlife. The madness goes away. Guys, I've been skating the same pair of Vans slip-ons for 6 months. There's holes in them.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't have done that back then. Yeah, So like there's that.
I remember you used to be so nuts on certain boards, dude. It would make me laugh. I remember you couldn't skate S's back then, and you got like a pair of Lakais. You're like, I can't skate S's now. I gotta skate these Lakais.
Okay, so let's do both. Let's do what your setup was in the heyday, when we're talking, and then let's do your setup now.
Okay, let's see.
And you pick your heyday, whatever, the most you were really, particular. From
2005 to 2016, I rode the same shape.
Okay.
There were moments where I got it a little wider. So I went from like 7.75 to 8 to 8 1/4, then back down.
Oh, wow.
So that happened, but it was always the same shape. And that was, Thunders, I think, was the whole ride.
Yeah.
Spitfires, I always rode 51.
Okay.
And Bones Swiss bearings. And then grip tape changed, man. I did the Black Magic, and then it was Mob, and that's pretty much where I'm at now, though. My board's 838, Sovereign board, Thunder trucks, 51 millimeter Spitfire, Bones bearings, Mob grip.
Wait a minute. So back in the day, you're talking about 2005 to what did you say? 2005 to 2016, something like that.
2016, yeah.
Now, you were switching your board size around. You were saying,
yeah, because dude, it's think about the trends that change, right?
I know, but still.
So you just made it wider. That was it?
This was the jam up. I became friends with Chris Cole. This is what screwed my whole shit up.
Oh no.
Right?
Okay.
This is what it was. So my obsession with boards and trucks and the whole dynamic was I never felt comfy on a skateboard. And so I always thought I was doing something wrong, that if I could just tweak it, all of a sudden I would be comfortable, right? Kind of like a Nyjah comfy. You just stand on it and it just works.
It's like something magical.
Yeah.
So that never happened. But when I became friends with Chris, right, he's riding these big ass boards on super wide trucks, and he just looks like a Cadillac, right? It's just stable and smooth. And so I thought that was the hack. Okay, maybe my trucks have been too narrow this whole time. If I extend the trucks, maybe I'll feel comfy. And so I did that. And then I thought it worked for a couple weeks, and it just never did. I just don't think I was ever comfy on my board.
You were never comfy on your board?
No, I always felt out of control.
Really?
Yeah, always.
What about when you're coming up to a big ass long rail that you're going to crooked? You can't feel out of control?
Well, no, you can. You could just, that was just a mind hack, right? But no, seriously, I think that's why I used to go through the shoe issues and the board issues, because there was this moment where I was like, okay, if I have a brand new board and I have brand new shoes, my feet are so grippy that it just felt like the board would stick to my feet better.
Right.
And then if my board got 3 days old, it felt like I'd ollie and my board would kind of do this a little bit.
Yeah.
And that I didn't like that feeling. So I was just always trying to basically what I think it feels like to be Grant Taylor is what I was always hoping to achieve by some type of setup hack.
Right.
And it just never happened.
And that sucks, man, because there's been instances where I think I'm fine. My board setup's great. And then I step on somebody else's board. Take, for instance, we were skating this ditch and I stepped on Costin's board. and it felt amazing. And I looked at it, I was taking notes, and I tried to replicate his setup just because it felt good. Not that I wanted to skate like Costin, but I thought there was a little, little correlation there.
I did the same thing with Malto. There was a point where I'd skate Malto, I'd step on his board. It just felt like I was way better, and then tried to copy it, and it would never feel as good, right? I think we all go through our own crazy stuff.
Dude,
totally.
Sure, dude. I did the same thing.
It's tough. And that's why this is such a great question on the show, and people love it because some pros don't care. And other pros are so hyper focused on their board, and it needs to be this certain way with these certain things. It's like, it's all over the place.
I think it comes down to personality, man.
Totally.
It's like, I used to get these things with Wes, right? Wes Kramer. And I always go, Mikey, just feel it. Just feel it. I'm like, Wes, my head, I don't work that way, dude. I'm thinking about everything. Right. So it's just, some people have that curse and other people don't.
So speaking of just feeling it, and you say you don't have it, what about like madness at a spot? Cracks? Do you have to do, the littlest thing could throw you off, right? If there's a leaf right there, you have to like sweep the leaf away.
You're setting me up for this one.
No, because I'm that way. Dude, I can't skate anything with any little thing distracting me.
I mean, Kelly, you can testify to this one.
Yeah.
Dog. It was like I needed every single crack taken out, no rocks. I needed people, basically, I couldn't have people walking by. Anything drove me crazy, dude. And I think it all came down to the comfortability. Yeah. I never felt comfortable. And because I didn't feel comfortable, it was like I was in my head about another thing like a crack making me feel even more uncomfortable.
Dude, I watched your DVS part the other day, and the intro is the most you on a session when you're trying to skate the out rail, like you're trying to pop shot with nose grind. It was it's so funny though. And then you land it and you're like, oh, all right.
That's right, dude.
It's crazy, bro.
So looking back at it now, do you think that if you could go back in time, could you change your mentality, or you think it would just be exactly the same?
No, it's how my brain works. Wow. Truthfully, it's like I'm just wired to think this way. Yeah. And with skateboarding, that just was a little bit of a challenge. But like, it's funny with what I do now, it's actually a positive, right? It's like, thinking about a lot of things and outcomes and how these things, that's a plus here. In skateboarding, it's just not.
No. Do you see yourself doing any sort of madness like that in what you're doing now? Like,
dude, it's like I'm a different person, dog.
In what way?
What do you mean? Yeah.
So with skateboarding, you're pretty much every single day I was tested, right? I would always get into some type of battle that brought me to the brink of losing it.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to feel that in business. Like, yeah, you have moments where things aren't working, but dude, when things aren't working, it still doesn't feel as bad as jumping down a 12 stair for 4 hours while your friend's filming and your friend's shooting photos, all your boys on the sidelines going, dog, just give up already. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, I'm not brought to my knees the way I was when I was skating.
Or they say you got it. You're like, dude, shut up, dude.
Yeah. I got it.
Totally, man. Totally.
4 hours later.
Business that just doesn't happen like it does in skating. So like, I'm not tested that way,
Yeah. Wow. Man.
That's interesting.
Business is like this, dude. Like you try a trick for 45 minutes and land it. You're like, damn, that worked out.
Right. Yeah.
That's what business feels like.
Not the 12 stair 4 hours.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So you're looking around, people going, damn, that was brutal. You're like, really? I've been in worse.